What's up, everybody? This your boy Trayvon here with Scent Talk TV, and today I'm going to do a full review on a newly released fragrance from the house of Giorgio Armani. Now, I had absolutely no intention on picking this fragrance up until it was already available discounted at my fragrance outlet store, to my surprise. So they gave me a good price on it, which was like, I think they gave it to me for, $125, and based on my budget, that is a good price, but I'm talking too much. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. From the house of Giorgio Armani, we have Acqua Parfum. Yes, indeed. Let's get into it. So before I get into the steak and potatoes with the bottle presentation as well as the details about the fragrance, of course, I'm just gonna go over the box, the details of the box for those of you who care. You know, you got the name of the house and the fragrance as well as the concentration and the size at the bottom right here. You got a picture of the refillable instructions here as well as a little QR code right there. On the other side, you got some information right here. On the back, you got your ingredients as well as the bottom. You got your barcode and the name of the house right there in the middle. Little information at the bottom of the box as well as the barcode. The batch code is 38X202V, in case you were wondering. You got your Giorgio Armani logo at the top of the box. Inside the top of the flap, you have the Giorgio Armani logo right there. Okay, now here is the bottle. At the bottom here, you got the concentration of the fragrance. On this sticker here with the insanely small print, you got the size and concentration as well as the lovely batch code right there. Nothing on the back of the bottle, nothing on the sides. At the top of the cap, you got the Giorgio Armani logo. On top of the atomizer, you have the Giorgio Armani logo as well. Let's see what the atomizer is like though. It's not bad, it's pretty decent. Now, as far as the cap, it snaps into place like that. It's not magnetic, which quite sucks. All right, so what do I get out of this fragrance? I get like a green balsamic masculine woody scent with somewhat of a fruity citrusy top note, a little bit, but as it dries down, it kind of withers away on my skin, but nonetheless, woodsy, balsamic, masculine, and green, which smells fantastic on my skin. So if you are wondering what's the comparison between this one and the original, which is sadly discontinued for some of you, the difference between this one and this one has incense in it and this one doesn't. They took the incense out of this and basically replaced it with a libidum, however you want to pronounce it, if I pronounce that right, a libidum, and it's in here. The libidum is in here. Incense, a libidum. And a libidum, if I pronounce that right again, you know, it really gives it like a somewhat of a like a fruity, woodsy green spice, which makes this like balsamic and kind of like, you know, adds a little bit of resins to it as well, at least in the base of it, you know, because a libidum is in the base with that patchouli. And I must say, it is pretty nice. Not too much of a big difference between the two, but this one is a little bit more masculine in terms of that incense note that's in the base of this. And this one is a little bit more of a, like a modern day take of this one. A little bit of a remastered version of this one, in my opinion at least. This one with the incense, it gave like, you know, a little bit like a masculine type of a smokiness in the base. And obviously this one doesn't because of that molybdenum, giving it like a woodsy, citrusy green top note, which smells fantastic. You know, just want to throw that out there. So as far as the notes go, in the top you get some marine notes and some bergamot. You definitely get that sea saltiness from that from the marine notes, and you definitely get some fresh like green-like citruses from the bergamot. Once you transition into that mid though, you get some rosemary, clary sage, and some geranium. This is where it gets a little bit more of a somewhat of a masculine floralness, as well as green in terms of that rosemary as well as that geranium. Rosemary gives it more of a green spice that's masculine, and that geranium gives it like a white floral rosy type of a greenness from that geranium, which pushes it a little bit more of a green spicy, you know, woodsy like scent once you transition to the mid into the base. But we haven't made it to the base yet. But anyway, you know, that clary sage adds it a little bit more of a green spice that's a little bit powdery, at least on my skin. You know, so the marine notes doesn't really carry on through the longevity of this fragrance, but that bergamot does, faintly. But in the base, you get some olibanum, if I pronounce that right, and green patchouli. That green, dope, sweet, dark patchouli really sets this fragrance off, at least on my skin. It smells so beautiful. Masculine, dark, sweet, and green. Beautiful. So through and through, basically on my skin, I just get like, you know, a green, woodsy type of a spice that's sweet, has like a sweet, citrusy type of a woodsiness that's like resinous, and also balsamic on my skin. Smells fantastic. Finally, once you get into that base, you get that olibanum, if I pronounce that right, as well as patchouli. That patchouli is what sets this fragrance off on my skin quite nicely. You know, it adds a little bit more greenness to it, but the greenness from the patchouli is a little bit more dark and sweet, which sweetens this fragrance up. You know, the olibanum does make the fragrance a little bit more of a woodsy sweet, just a little bit, makes it a little bit more balsamic, adds a little bit of resins to it as well. And it has like a fruity, citrusy top note with the olibanum, just a little bit, not much. So overall, you just get this dope, just like marine type of a green woodsy spice with a little bit of citruses and some woods and sweetness. Also, it's kind of warm too. It's kind of like warm in the base a little bit as well. You know, it's fresh in the opening and it gets warm as it dries down into the base. And I really do like this a lot. So again, between the two, you know, do I like the original over this one or this one over this one? You know, I really do dig the incense note that is inside of here. I really do. It's just something about the incense that really set this fragrance off so well. Makes it a little bit more masculine. I do like, you know, a little bit of hint of smokiness in fragrances. You know, I do like that. But it's something about this one as well that makes it a little bit more useful, a little bit more wearable for you know, people to appreciate, you know, for in terms of like, you know, age brackets and stuff like that. But like I always say, no matter what age that you are, if you like it, wear it, doesn't matter. But yeah, man, I'm kind of stuck between the two because it's not really a enormous difference between the two. It's just that this is smokier and this one is a little bit of a citrusy, woodsy type of a green spice. And that's it. Smoky, not smoky. Not too big of a difference. Okay, so when it comes to the performance on this, it didn't do very well and it didn't suck either. The projection was good within like, you know, 45 minutes to an hour set close to the skin. Total longevity, I would give it a solid 5 to 6 hours. Now, this is a Parfum concentration. And a lot of times Parfum, you know, concentrated fragrances tend to sit closely to your skin due to the fact of the concentrated oils that's inside of it. So it tends to like sit closer to my skin. But if you wanted to project a little bit more, obviously overspray. And I highly recommend overspraying with this one because I feel like if you overspray with this one, you wouldn't be offensive and you won't be overbearing because this fragrance is not loud or anything like that. It sits averagely in your intimate area, which is okay. But at the same time, I would like for this one to push out just a little bit more, but it is what it is. You know, it really didn't become a skin scent until like, you know, the 2 to 3 hour mark, which is averagely okay with me. But would I pay full price for this? Probably not, because there's other options. You know, I already got this. So when I first sprayed this on and smelled it, I was like, it really isn't too much of a big difference. Like I said, it's just the original. The discontinued one is smoky slightly, on my skin, and this one is a little bit more of a like, the sweeter citrusy woodsy side of things. So if you're looking for this one and can't find it, this will get the job done nicely. It's not too much of a big difference. This one doesn't stray away from the original DNA at all, at least on my skin. I feel like this one performs a lot better than this one for some odd reason, but this one does. I really didn't get like, decent like performance out of this one. It was quite fleeting off my skin to the point where I have to overspray it in order to get like average performance on my skin. But this one lasts a lot better than this one. Especially if you were to overspray with this one, I'm pretty sure you would get like the longevity that you are looking for by overspraying. But with this one, didn't cut it for me in terms of longevity. But yeah, I would say if you can't find this one, you'll be good with this one. So compliments, I didn't receive any compliments on this, at least not yet. Compliments really doesn't matter to me. So if you're wondering if I got compliments, I didn't get any. But if you got compliments with the original, the discontinued version, of course, you will more than likely get compliments with this one. When it comes to seasons, I think this is a good all year round scent. Very versatile. It's not too sweet and complex, and more suited for the fall and wintertime and stuff like that. It's well balanced. It has that freshness. It has some warmth to it. It's a very, very versatile scent in my opinion, which I think that if you wear this in a high heat, you wouldn't be cloying at all, due to the fact it does sit close to your skin. It does have green added freshness into this fragrance to where you can pull it off in the spring and the summertime. In my opinion, I don't think you'll be cloying or anything like that because it's not too sweet. So yeah, very versatile in all seasons. So when it comes to the age group, it doesn't matter. If you like it, wear it. It really does not matter. You shouldn't care. Who cares? But specifically, I will still say that this is a very versatile scent when it comes to all ages. Due to the masculine base, I would say this is more of a middle age on up, but more leaning towards like the mature men, because of that masculine base that you get out of this. It's not too bad masculine to the point where it's like, it's hard to pull off, it's hard to wear. I'm not saying that. It's just that incense just gives it a little bit more of a grown man vibe. But with this one, it like kind of makes it more versatile and more wearable, in all ages, in my opinion. Okay, so should you buy from the house of Giorgio Armani, Acqua Parfum? I say you should, if you don't have this one. If you have this one, don't bother buying this one. Unless, of course, you are a collector, such as myself, and you want to complete the whole line. That's good. That's cool. It's up to you. But if you are wondering about redundancy, this is quite redundant. So it will be very, very useless and pointless of buying this if you have this. If you don't like the incense note that's inside of here and you want something a little bit different and expecting it to be a little bit different, you probably would have a good time with this one, because this is slightly different than this one due to the fact, again, that this is incense and a little bit of a smokiness. This is not, with a little bit of a balsamic type of a touch to it in the base. Also, as far as the projection and longevity and stuff like that, there's still not too much of a big difference in that area. So if you had a bad time in performance with this one, you probably would have the same, if not similar time with, performance that you have with this one, unless you overspray, that is. So that's all that I have for Scent Talk TV, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, you know what to do. You gotta like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you do not miss anything. And I will see you guys in the next video, of course. Be safe out there and be blessed and have a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.